Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you've had a word right on the tip of your tongue, but it just wouldn't come out. Don't worry, you're not alone. After 60, these little memory hiccups can show up more often, and sometimes they make us wonder, is this just aging or something more? But here's the good news, you have more control over your brain health than you might think. In fact, there's a growing body of research in neuroscience that tells us our brains are more adaptable than we ever believed, even later in life. That's right. Life after 60 isn't about slowing down, it's about tapping into the senior wisdom you've gained over the years and putting it to good use. So today, let's have a little chat, not about fear or forgetting, but about strength, potential, and the simple daily habits that can help keep your mind sharp and your memory humming. We're going to explore 5 memory-boosting habits that many wise elders swear by. These aren't magic pills or complicated routines. These are practical, doable things you can start today to support your senior wellness and give your brain a little love. Because healthy aging isn't just about walking more or eating better, it's also about nourishing that beautiful, brilliant mind of yours. So, let's get right into it with the first habit. And this one might surprise you, because it's something we often overlook. It's the power of social connection. That's right, having meaningful conversations, laughing with a friend, or even chatting with your neighbor while watering the plants can have a bigger impact on your memory than you think. You see, when we interact with others, especially in real conversation, we're not just talking. We're processing information, recalling names, remembering stories, thinking on our feet. Our brain is lighting up in all sorts of areas: language, emotion, memory, attention. It's a workout without ever leaving your porch. In fact, studies have shown that seniors who stay socially active tend to have better cognitive function and lower rates of memory decline. It doesn't mean you have to be the life of the party either. Whether it's joining a local book club, calling your grandkids, or attending a community center gathering, those little moments of connection keep your brain engaged. They remind you that you're still part of something, and that matters more than we often admit. And if you're thinking, well, I don't have many people to talk to these days, let me tell you, there are more ways to stay connected now than ever. Senior groups online, hobby forums, faith communities, even writing letters to a pen pal can spark that connection. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. And every shared story, every memory you pass along, helps strengthen your own. Now, while we're talking about brain engagement, let's move to the second habit, and this one's a real favorite of mine. It's about giving your brain a job to do every day. I'm talking about lifelong learning. The kind of learning that keeps your curiosity alive and your neurons firing. You know, some folks think once we retire, our days of learning are behind us. But really, that's when the fun begins. Whether it's picking up a new language, learning how to play an instrument, exploring a new recipe, or even just diving into a good documentary, your brain loves the challenge. Think of it as mental stretching. Just like our bodies need movement to stay limber, our brains need novelty and learning to stay sharp. Now, this doesn't mean going back to school or studying for hours. It could be something as simple as doing a crossword in the morning, reading a few pages of a book each night, or trying a new card game with a friend. Even switching up your routine, taking a new route on your daily walk, or using your non-dominant hand for small tasks, can wake your brain up and keep it adaptable. This kind of mental stimulation is a key part of senior health tips today. Neuroscience tells us that our brains continue to build new pathways, even into our 70s, 80s, and beyond, especially when we challenge them in small, enjoyable ways. It's never too late to learn something new, and honestly, it's one of the most joyful ways to age. And here's the beautiful part, when you learn something new, you're not just helping yourself. You're adding to your story, your senior wisdom, your ability to inspire and teach others. Every time you pick up a new skill or explore a new idea, you're showing the world, and yourself, that life after 60 isn't about decline. It's about expansion. It's about growth. These first 2 habits, staying socially connected and staying curious, go hand in hand. One feeds the heart, the other feeds the mind. And when you combine them, you're laying a strong foundation for brain health that can carry you through the years with confidence, joy, and clarity. Now that we've explored how conversation and curiosity can boost your memory, let's ease into another habit that might seem deceptively simple, yet it has a profound impact on how our brains function every single day. Let's ease into another habit that might seem deceptively simple, yet it has a profound impact on how our brains function every single day. I'm talking about sleep. Yes, good old-fashioned, restful sleep. And before you say, well, I haven't slept through the night since Reagan was president, believe me, you're not alone. But here's the thing. Sleep is not just about rest. It's about repair. It's about memory. When you fall into deep sleep, especially those non-REM cycles, your brain gets to work. It starts sorting through everything you've seen, heard, and experienced during the day. It files important information, tosses out the junk, and strengthens the pathways you'll need tomorrow. It's like overnight housekeeping for your mind. Now, I know as we get older, sleep can get a little tricky. Hormones change, aches and pains pop up, and sometimes we wake up at 3 a.m. wondering why our knees are having a party. But here's the good news, even small changes in your evening routine can help improve the quality of your sleep, and that, in turn, gives your memory a big boost. Start with winding down a little earlier. Try turning off screens, phones, tablets, even TV, at least an hour before bed. Instead, pick up a calming book, listen to soft music, or do a little light stretching. And don't underestimate the power of routine. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day, even on weekends, can help train your body's internal clock. Also, be mindful of what you eat and drink before bedtime. Caffeine late in the day? That's a no-go. Heavy meals right before bed? That can keep you tossing and turning. But a cup of warm herbal tea and a quiet moment in your favorite chair? That might just be the ticket to better rest. And here's a little tip from wise elders everywhere. If you wake up in the middle of the night, don't stress. Don't reach for your phone or stare at the ceiling counting regrets. Try a technique called body scanning. It's where you bring your attention slowly from your head to your toes, relaxing each part along the way. It calms the mind, relaxes the body, and sometimes, before you know it, you're out like a light. Getting quality sleep might not sound as exciting as brain puzzles or learning Italian, but when it comes to senior health and memory, it's one of the most important habits you can build. It sets the stage for all the other good stuff to work. Now let's talk about something that touches every single part of your life, and your brain. This habit isn't just about what you do, it's about what you put inside your body. That's right, nutrition. What we eat has a direct impact on brain health, especially after 60. And I'm not here to tell you to go on a trendy diet or cut out every joy in life. This is about adding in the right foods that support memory, mood, and mental clarity. Because your brain? It's hungry. It needs fuel. And the better the fuel, the better it functions. Let's start with one word, antioxidants. These are the compounds that help protect your brain cells from damage over time. You'll find them in colorful fruits and vegetables, like blueberries, spinach, red peppers, and even dark chocolate. Yes, you heard me right, chocolate. Just make it the good kind, dark, 70% cacao or higher. Then there's healthy fats, especially omega-3 fatty acids. These are like brain-building blocks. They help keep your memory sharp and support emotional balance, too. Think salmon, walnuts, flax seeds, and even a bit of olive oil drizzled on your salad. And don't forget hydration. You might not feel as thirsty as you did when you were younger, but your brain still needs water to function properly. Even mild dehydration can make you feel foggy or forgetful. So keep that glass of water nearby, and drink up throughout the day. Now, I get it. Sometimes cooking can feel like a chore, especially if you're just feeding yourself. But here's a little senior life tip, make it an experience. Play your favorite music, try a new recipe, or invite someone to join you. Cooking is a wonderful way to stimulate the senses and engage the brain. The smells, the colors, the textures, it's all part of a richer, more connected life after 60. And if you're not sure where to start, try the Mediterranean style of eating. Lots of veggies, whole grains, lean proteins, and good fats. It's simple, delicious, and backed by decades of research on healthy aging and senior wellness. Between sleep and food, we've now covered 2 deeply rooted habits that are within your reach every day. These aren't about being perfect, they're about being consistent. Because when you prioritize rest and nourishment, you're not just taking care of your body, you're investing in your mind. But before we wrap this part up, let's take a moment to appreciate something important. If you've made it this far in the video, it means you care about your health, your memory, your quality of life. That right there? That's senior wisdom in action. That's what it means to age with purpose and presence. You don't need fancy gadgets or expensive programs to keep your mind sharp. You need connection. You need curiosity. You need rest and good food. And you need to believe in the strength that's already inside you. Now, we've explored how social engagement, mental stimulation, good sleep, and nourishing food all work together to protect your memory and brain health. But there's one more habit we haven't talked about yet, one that might just be the glue that holds everything together. One that might just be the glue that holds everything together. It's simple, yet powerful. And it starts with just a few quiet minutes each day. I'm talking about mindfulness. The art of being present, fully, peacefully, and without distraction. Now before you roll your eyes and think, mindfulness? That sounds like something my granddaughter does on a yoga mat. Hang on a second. Because this practice isn't about incense or chanting or sitting cross-legged for hours. It's about learning how to focus your mind and give it a break from the constant noise of the world. You see, our brains are bombarded every single day, news, phones, to-do lists, worries about our health or our families. And all that noise wears us down. But when we practice mindfulness, even just for 5 or 10 minutes, we give our brain a moment of calm. A chance to reset. And research in neuroscience is showing us that this kind of stillness, repeated over time, actually changes the brain for the better. It strengthens the parts responsible for memory, attention, and emotional balance. And here's the best part, you can do this anywhere. Sitting at your kitchen table with a cup of tea. Lying in bed before you fall asleep. Standing in your garden watching the wind move through the trees. All it takes is a little intention. Here's a simple way to start. Try this, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel your chest rise. Feel it fall. Now, just notice what you're hearing. Maybe a bird outside. Maybe the refrigerator humming. Maybe the sound of your own breath. That's mindfulness. It's coming back to the moment. No judgment. No effort to do it right. Just being. And you don't have to sit still if that's not your style. Many seniors find peace in movement. A gentle walk without your phone. Just you, your breath, and your steps. That's a moving meditation. That's mindfulness in motion. Over time, practicing this quiet presence can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and even support better sleep. But most importantly, it creates space in the mind, a space where memory can thrive. Where wisdom can surface. Where peace replaces worry. And I don't know about you, but after 60, peace feels like one of the best gifts we can give ourselves. Now, let's take a breath together. Just a pause. A small moment of gratitude for your body, your mind, your life experience. You've come a long way. And the fact that you're here, watching this, tells me something important. You're not done growing. Not by a long shot. That's the heart of healthy aging. It's not about chasing youth. It's about honoring the life you've lived, while staying curious and engaged with the world around you. Senior life isn't the final chapter, it's the deep, rich part of the story where all your wisdom comes together. When you put all of these habits together, connection, curiosity, rest, nourishment, and mindfulness, you're not just boosting your memory. You're strengthening your entire sense of well-being. These are the building blocks of senior wellness. They're the things that wise elders have practiced for generations, often without even realizing they were doing something backed by science. And now, you have the knowledge to do the same, with purpose, with heart, and with confidence. I want to take a moment and say this clearly, because it matters. It's never too late. Never too late to take care of your mind. Never too late to build new habits. Never too late to feel better, think clearer, and live fuller. I've talked to so many people over the years who believe that once you hit a certain age, it's all downhill. But let me tell you, that belief is outdated. And honestly, it's just plain wrong. The truth is, the brain can grow and adapt at any age. Yes, even in your 70s. Your 80s. Your 90s. That's not a fantasy. That's neuroscience. So if your memory has been slipping a bit lately, if names escape you or you feel like your thoughts are moving slower than they used to, don't panic. Don't beat yourself up. Just start small. Pick one habit, one new routine, and build from there. Because each positive step you take adds up. And you don't have to do it alone. Share this journey with a friend. Invite someone over for coffee and a crossword puzzle. Take a walk and talk about what you're learning. Join an online senior group where you can learn together, laugh together, and keep each other motivated. You're part of a growing generation that's redefining what life after 60 looks like. You're showing the world that aging doesn't mean fading, it means evolving. It means embracing your role as a wise elder and living with intention, vitality, and grace. So go ahead, take that class you've been curious about. Reach out to that old friend. Try that recipe with walnuts and blueberries. Turn off the news and sit quietly with yourself for 5 minutes. And most of all, believe that your brain, your memory, and your spirit are still very much alive and capable of beautiful things. Now, we've walked through these memory-boosting habits together, one step at a time. But before we wrap things up, let's take a moment to reflect, and to look ahead with hope and clarity. To reflect, and to look ahead with hope and clarity. Because when we talk about memory, we're really talking about something deeper than just names and dates. We're talking about identity. About connection. About the story of your life, and the ability to hold on to it, share it, and live it fully. So let's tie everything together with one last habit. One that's often overlooked, yet holds a powerful place in the world of senior health tips. And that is, daily reflection and gratitude. Now, that might sound simple, maybe even too simple. But this little practice, done regularly, is one of the strongest tools for keeping your brain sharp and your heart grounded. Neuroscience tells us that when we reflect on positive moments, when we express gratitude, we light up areas of the brain associated with memory, emotional regulation, and resilience. Think of it like this: every time you pause to remember something good, a kind word from a neighbor, the way your garden looked in the morning light, the taste of fresh strawberries, you're training your brain to focus on what matters. And what matters, stays. It gets stored more clearly, more deeply. Like etching a favorite photo into your mental scrapbook. And gratitude? That's like fertilizer for the mind. It nurtures your emotional health, it lowers stress hormones, and it builds a more optimistic mindset, which, believe it or not, is directly linked to better cognitive function in older adults. So how do you start? You don't need a fancy journal. Just take a few minutes each day, maybe before bed, maybe over your morning coffee, and think about 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big. In fact, the smaller, the better. The sound of rain on your window. The softness of your favorite sweater. The smile on your grandchild's face. Let those little things anchor you in the present moment and strengthen your memory of what truly matters. And here's another reflection exercise, straight from the Wise Elders Playbook: storytelling. Your story is powerful. When you tell it, whether to your family, a friend, or even just to yourself, you're keeping memories alive. You're reinforcing the connections in your brain that keep those details sharp. So go ahead, share the story of how you met your spouse. Or what your first job was like. Or how it felt the first time you became a parent. These aren't just memories, they're living proof of your journey. Sometimes we forget that being a wise elder doesn't mean knowing everything. It means sharing what we do know. It means offering insight, humor, and hard-won life lessons to the people around us. That act of sharing? That keeps the mind alive. It keeps the heart engaged. And it reminds us that we still have so much to give. So let's take a moment now and gently revisit where we've been together. We talked about the power of staying socially connected, how friendships and conversations light up the brain and keep us engaged with the world. We explored mental stimulation, not just doing puzzles or games, but truly learning, challenging yourself, and staying curious in your everyday life. We looked at how sleep isn't just rest, it's restoration. The overnight reset your brain needs to sort through memories and make sense of the day. We saw how nutrition fuels not just the body, but also the mind, how colorful foods, good fats, and hydration support brain health well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. We practiced mindfulness, the art of being present, and how that daily pause creates space for peace, memory, and clarity. And now, we finish with reflection and gratitude, two habits that ground us in the beauty of the life we've lived, while helping us hold on to what we treasure most. Together, these 5 habits form a kind of gentle rhythm. A daily dance of caring for your mind, your body, your spirit. Not out of fear, not out of pressure, but out of love. Out of a deep respect for this stage of life and all the wisdom it carries. And here's what I want you to remember most of all, you are not alone. Aging well doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in community, in conversation like this one. So if this video spoke to you, please share it with someone you care about. Leave a comment below. Tell us what habits you're working on, or what helps you keep your brain sharp. Your voice matters, and someone else might find strength in your story. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, it helps more seniors like you find this content. And subscribe to the channel for more senior wellness tips, life after 60 advice, and a community that truly understands what this season of life is all about. Remember, it's never about being perfect. It's about being present. About waking up each day with intention, kindness, and a willingness to keep growing, even if it's just a little. You've lived through decades of change, of growth, of challenge, and you've made it here, still standing, still learning. That's powerful. That's elder strength. That's senior wisdom in its purest form. So take care of your mind. Nourish it. Rest it. Challenge it. And celebrate every moment it gives you. Because the best memories aren't just the ones we hold on to, they're the ones we keep making. Take care, wise one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to help the channel upload good videos. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks all.